Stay with us until the end. These 5 signs may help you prepare, emotionally and practically, for what's ahead. When you understand what's happening, you won't be caught off guard. You'll be able to make the most of the time you have left with those you love. Now let's get started. Sign number 1. Noticeable weight loss. One of the earliest and most telling signs that a person may be entering their final year of life is unintentional weight loss. At first, it might be subtle. A belt that suddenly needs tightening, clothes fitting more loosely, or an appetite that starts to fade. Many families dismiss this as part of getting older. But the truth is, losing weight without trying is rarely a good sign. It often means the body isn't absorbing nutrients as well, muscle mass is decreasing, and core systems are slowing down. Some muscle loss comes with age, yes, but when it happens too quickly, it's a sign that something deeper is going on. The digestive system may not be working efficiently. The body might not be processing protein properly, leading to muscle wasting and a noticeable drop in strength. This weakness doesn't just affect movement. It increases the risk of falls, lowers immunity, and makes a person more vulnerable to infections. Another reason for this weight loss is a change in appetite. Many people over 70 simply don't feel hungry the way they used to. Their sense of taste fades. Food stops being enjoyable. They might start skipping meals or eating very little. This isn't just a preference. It's a biological change. The body knows it's slowing down and stops sending hunger signals. The result? Less energy, less strength, and a steady decline in health. And let's not forget about medical conditions. Weight loss is often linked to chronic illnesses like cancer, heart failure, or kidney disease, conditions that can begin progressing long before obvious symptoms appear. Even depression or cognitive decline can reduce a person's desire to eat. Some families try to fix the issue by encouraging their loved ones to eat more, offering favorite foods or supplementing meals with protein shakes. But if the weight keeps dropping despite these efforts, it's important to understand this may not be just about diet. It's the body preparing for a deeper transition. At this stage, pushing large meals might not help. Instead, focus on comfort. Soft, easy-to-eat foods and hydration can make a big difference in quality of life. If you notice significant weight loss in someone over 70, especially if they're eating less, feeling weaker, or becoming less active, pay attention. This isn't just about appearance. It's the body sending a message. Understanding that message now can help you prepare for what's ahead, with clarity, compassion, and the chance to make each remaining moment meaningful. Sign number 2. Extreme fatigue and weakness. One of the most noticeable changes in the final year of life is a deep, persistent fatigue, the kind that doesn't go away with rest. This isn't just being tired after a long day. It's a level of exhaustion that makes even simple tasks feel overwhelming. Getting out of bed is hard. Walking across a room feels like a challenge. Even talking, dressing, or cooking becomes too draining. This isn't just normal aging. It's the body conserving energy as organs begin to slow down. The heart doesn't pump as well. Circulation gets weaker. Muscles don't get the oxygen they used to. That's why many seniors in decline feel weak, unsteady, and struggle to keep up with daily routines. Another factor is metabolism. As the body prepares for its final phase, energy production shifts. It's no longer fueling movement, it's focusing on preservation. People may start sleeping more, needing longer naps, or struggling to stay awake. Some experience sudden drops in energy. Fine 1 minute, completely drained the next. What's hardest is the emotional impact. Many older adults who once prided themselves on being independent feel embarrassed or frustrated that they can't do what they used to. They may withdraw from conversations, avoid socializing, or stop engaging in hobbies, not because they don't care, but because they simply don't have the energy. This can lead to a cycle of isolation, which only accelerates the decline. For families, watching a loved one go from active to exhausted is heartbreaking. It's tempting to think they're being lazy or should push through it, but the truth is, forcing activity won't help. What matters now is recognizing their limits, letting them rest, and making each day as peaceful as possible. If someone you care about is experiencing ongoing fatigue that doesn't improve with rest, take it as a sign their body is changing. This is the time to treasure conversations, create quiet moments, and show love without expecting anything in return. In the end, what matters most isn't what they can do. It's that they feel safe, understood, and loved. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, comment number 2 below so I know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that button and turn on the bell so you won't miss future videos that help guide you through life's most important moments. Sign number 3. Increasing confusion or social withdrawal. As someone enters the final stage of life, one of the most noticeable changes is how they think and connect with others. You might see someone who was once sharp and engaged start to forget things more often, struggle to follow conversations, or seem disoriented in places they know well. They may repeat themselves, forget names, or lose track of time, even if they never had memory issues before. These changes can begin months, or even a full year before a person passes away. This isn't just typical forgetfulness. The brain, like every organ, needs oxygen and nutrients to function. But as circulation slows down, cognitive function declines. They may seem confused, struggle with decisions, or even fail to recognize loved ones. Sign number 3. Increasing confusion or withdrawal. As someone over 70 approaches the final stage of life, one of the most noticeable changes often appears in how they think, communicate, and relate to others. You might see a loved one who was once sharp and attentive begin to forget names, lose track of time, or seem confused in familiar places, even if they've never shown memory problems before. These subtle shifts in thinking can happen months, sometimes up to a full year before the end of life. This isn't just typical age-related forgetfulness. Just like every other organ, the brain relies on a steady flow of oxygen and nutrients. But as circulation slows and oxygen to the brain decreases, cognitive function naturally begins to decline. The person may become easily confused, struggle with simple decisions, or have trouble recognizing people or places they've known for years. In some cases, you might notice brief moments of clarity, followed by sudden confusion, almost like their mind is fading in and out. Another important change is emotional withdrawal. Many people nearing the end of life begin to lose interest in social interaction. You may notice they speak less, engage less, or spend long periods sitting quietly. It's not that they don't care about their loved ones. It's that their brain no longer processes emotional and social cues the same way. Conversations feel tiring. Loud environments become overwhelming. Eventually, many seniors begin retreating into themselves. You might also see changes in mood and behavior. Some people become more irritable or anxious. Others appear unusually calm, detached, or indifferent to things that once mattered deeply. This isn't just a personality shift. It's often a reflection of the brain adjusting as the body declines. As cognitive function slows down, emotions become harder to process and express. That's why someone may stop reacting the way they once did. For families, this stage can be especially painful. Watching a loved one become distant, confused, or emotionally withdrawn can feel like losing them before they're actually gone. But it's important to understand, this isn't something they can control. Instead of trying to bring them back, the best thing you can do is meet them where they are. Speak gently, offer reassurance, and remember, even if they don't respond, they can still feel your presence. If someone you love is becoming more forgetful, confused, or less engaged, don't ignore it. These are often early signs that the body and mind are preparing for life's final transition. This is the time to be patient, cherish the quiet moments, and focus on creating a space that feels safe, familiar, and peaceful. Because even when words fade, love and comfort can still be felt. Sign number 4. Frequent infections and slow healing. As the body begins to wind down, one of the most visible physical signs is a weakened immune system. You may notice that someone who rarely got sick before now catches every cold, flu, or minor infection that goes around. What used to be simple illnesses now take much longer to heal. Even small cuts or bruises seem to linger longer than usual. These changes aren't random. They signal that the body is no longer able to repair and defend itself the way it once did. One of the most concerning issues is repeated infections. Pneumonia, urinary tract infections, UTIs, skin issues, or even oral infections can all become more common as immune defenses weaken. Families often assume these are isolated illnesses, but when they start happening frequently or take a long time to go away, it's often a sign that the body is losing its ability to fight back. Even medications that used to work, like antibiotics, may seem less effective. Your loved one may need stronger treatments, longer recovery periods, or repeated rounds of medicine for infections that were once minor. This is because as circulation slows and organs decline, the body simply doesn't respond to treatment the same way. Another issue to watch for is chronic wounds. If small scratches or sores aren't healing properly, or keep reopening, it could point to poor blood flow. Without enough oxygen and nutrients reaching the skin, healing becomes much slower. Pressure sores, especially for those who are less mobile, can become serious risks, leading to dangerous infections if not managed carefully. What's even more concerning is that infections in the final year of life don't always show up the way we expect. Instead of running a fever, an older person may simply seem more tired, more confused, or less interested in eating. In fact, for many seniors, a sudden drop in alertness is often the first sign of an infection, even before physical symptoms appear. That's why noticing these changes early can make a difference in how much comfort and care your loved one receives. Watching a loved one go through repeated infections can be both frustrating and heartbreaking. It's tempting to push for more treatments, more hospital visits, hoping that something will help. But at a certain point, the focus may need to shift from curing to comforting, keeping them hydrated, making sure their skin is clean and moisturized, and reducing physical stress can often do more for their well-being than another round of medicine that only adds discomfort. If you're still watching and finding this video helpful, please comment number 4 below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time to do so. Your support helps us keep making meaningful content for families who want to give the best care to their loved ones. Now let's move on. Sign number 5. Major changes in breathing or circulation. One of the most telling signs that the body is entering its final stage is a noticeable shift in breathing and circulation. You may observe that your loved one begins breathing more slowly or more shallowly. At times, you may notice your loved one pausing between breaths, or their breathing might become irregular, speeding up, then slowing down without warning. Some people experience a gentle, rhythmic pattern known as Cheyne-Stokes respiration, where breathing alternates between deep, rapid breaths and long pauses. These changes may begin subtly, but over time, they become more noticeable and more frequent. Another common sign is weakened circulation. You might observe that their hands, feet, or even their nose and ears feel cold to the touch. The skin can appear pale, bluish, or mottled, especially around the fingers and toes. This happens because the body begins to prioritize blood flow to essential organs, reducing circulation to the extremities. It's a clear sign that the heart is no longer pumping as efficiently as before. Shortness of breath is also common. Even minimal movement, like sitting up, speaking, or shifting position, can leave them winded. You may see them breathing through their mouth more often, or notice they pause to catch their breath mid-sentence. If they once could walk across a room but now struggle with simple movements, it may indicate that lung function is declining. In some cases, fluid buildup in the lungs can make breathing even harder. This can lead to a persistent cough, gurgling sounds, or a sensation of tightness in the chest. Many families assume this is just congestion from a cold. But in older adults nearing the end of life, it's often a sign that the lungs are weakening. This can make lying flat uncomfortable. Your loved one might prefer sleeping propped up on pillows or resting in a recliner to breathe more easily. For families, witnessing these changes can be alarming. It's natural to want to help, to encourage deeper breaths, or to worry that something urgent is happening. But often, this is simply the body's natural way of slowing down. There may not be a way to reverse these changes, but there are ways to ease discomfort: keeping the room cool, using a humidifier, offering small sips of water. These small actions can bring real relief. In some cases, medications or oxygen therapy can help, but the focus shifts from fixing the issue to providing comfort. If you notice changes in breathing, cold hands and feet, or a bluish tint to the skin, pay close attention. These are often signs that the body is conserving energy and that circulation is slowing down. This is a time to be present, to offer reassurance, and to create a peaceful space where your loved one feels safe and supported. In these final weeks or months, the most meaningful gift you can give isn't a medical solution. It's comfort, dignity, and the reassurance that they are not alone. Final thoughts. As we come to the end of this video, take a moment to reflect on the 5 key signs we've discussed: significant weight loss, extreme fatigue and weakness, cognitive changes or emotional withdrawal, frequent infections and slow healing, major changes in breathing and circulation. These signs often appear in the year leading up to a person's passing, especially in those over 70. They may not all happen at once. They may not be obvious right away, but when they do begin to appear, it's the body's way of preparing for its final transition. For many families, recognizing these changes can be emotionally challenging. It's natural to want to fight against them, to encourage more eating, more movement, more energy. But sometimes the most loving thing we can do is listen to what the body is trying to say. Instead of focusing on reversing the inevitable, we can focus on making each remaining moment peaceful, comfortable, and meaningful. Understanding these signs isn't about fearing death. It's about being prepared for it, so we can support our loved ones with grace, presence, and compassion. When you recognize these changes early, you can make informed decisions, offer better care, and ensure that your loved one's final months are filled with love and dignity. This is a time to slow down, to share memories, to hold their hand, to remind them that they are seen, cherished, and never alone. If you're noticing any of these signs in someone close to you, take a deep breath. You're not alone on this journey. Many families have walked this path, and while it is never easy, knowing what to expect can help you find strength, patience, and peace. Thank you for spending time with us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your thoughts matter to us, and reading your comments gives us motivation to continue. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share with someone who might benefit. Your support helps us keep creating thoughtful, compassionate content for you and for those you love. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.